You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Give me one reason to steer, and I'll turn right back around. You can see me turning. Give me one reason to steer, and I'll turn right back around. You can see me turning. Said I don't wanna leave you lonely. You gotta make me change.
Sure. Welcome back. Daily Show hitting you. Our first live interview in a week. I've been out in Vegas, and I didn't get arrested, number one, so that's the win. Number two, I lost all my damn money. So if anyone needs any side work done, any live reads, just go ahead and give me a call. How are we doing today?
Doing great.
Good.
So we were talking. This is really cool. This your guys' Ombudsman Program. Did I say that right?
Ombudsman.
Oh man, close. It's all about elder prevention or elder abuse prevention, and it's such an important topic because whether or not it's physical, emotional, financial, there's so many ways that our senior population's at risk. And now, fill me in on all the details. When's this come down the pipeline, and what can we all learn?
So the event is taking place on Friday, May 31st from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. in our Schoolhouse Grill up at SSP. It is an RSVP event, so anybody can give me a call at 618-465-3298, extension 123, to do their RSVP.
And how many can you take in the room?
We have 100, a max of 100 this time, so we still have quite a few spots available.
Really cool. And now, Leslie, how did this all come about? As I'm fixing Emily's microphone, I'm just coming back, so you know that's going to happen. How did this all come about? How did it develop? And was it pretty easy to get the agencies to kind of jump on board and say, let's talk about this?
Well, Emily did a lot of the footwork for getting all of the agencies put together. So she took care of all of that, and then I had done all the marketing for it. But bringing everybody together and then putting more together, like a panel, instead of just letting people speak individually on topics, that's how we're going to do this one.
I like that because it really should be more of a conversational type of event, because when it's bullet points, and especially, hell, I can't even follow along a bullet point. I lose page 2 after we get to page 3. So to have it where it's free-flowing, where the individual can ask their own questions whenever it kind of comes to their mind, that's a really great thing to have. Now, can sons, daughters, if they're a little bit more, a little bit of mobility issues, can they come and be a part of it and sit through it?
Absolutely. This is open to the public. And, we've shared information, too, with any other institutions or agencies locally who may, like a financial institution, for example, might be someone to spot some of these things happening. And having the information and the tools to know who to call or what to look for is something else we hope to bring. So we've got 5 different agencies that'll be there. So we'll have our SSP Regional Ombudsman there. We'll have Southwestern Illinois Visiting Nurse Association Adult Protective Services there. Land of Lincoln Legal Aid is sending an attorney. The Madison County Sheriff's Office is sending an elderly service officer. And then we've also got an assistant state's attorney from Madison County as well.
Really cool. And it seems like you guys really covered the gauntlet on it.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and what can we ask there? I mean, is there any type of FAQs that are kind of getting, sent your guys' way that you can tackle here?
Great question. So we're going to structure this so that we've got about 5 or 6 questions that we're going to cycle through with each of the panelists so they can talk about the basics. So who are they receiving possible reports from? Are they receiving reports from the public? Who should the public go to out of these agencies to report something? Or are they receiving it from law enforcement? We want to drill down to what is each agency's role in investigating or identifying elder abuse, so that way those in attendance know if something is happening, if I'm spotting something, this is who I call.
Right.
This is who I need to talk to, and they feel empowered in that way. We also want to talk about what's the organization or the agency's role in investigating this. So what does it look like? What information are they going to try to gather? What information does someone from the public, a financial institution, another agency need to have ready? And then what types of elder abuse are we seeing most often right now? A lot of scams are happening. And a lot of various different things. There can be things among families. There can be things, like a public individual to an elder. So what are they seeing most often right now, and what is topical for them to educate the community on?
Well, it's kind of wild because my grandma's gotten a phone call the last 3 months almost every week about their grandson being in jail. And I don't know if people watch the show and just kind of assume there's a good chance, but I mean, it happens, and they're wanting gift cards and everything for the sheriff's office to get me out of jail, and it's terrible. And now, what are some of the things that you guys experience at SSP that maybe you see and you report that don't seem right? And I'm sure it doesn't happen very often, but when it does arise, I know that you guys are always looking out and making sure that you're calling who you need to call.
Yeah, well, I would say our ombudsman team deals with this most frequently. So they go into different facilities, living facilities for older adults, and will investigate any reports from the resident. They act as residents' rights advocates. So anything they potentially would see, they have a reporting system that they go through. And, they've sent over some statistics that approximately 1 in 10 Americans age 60 plus have experienced some form of elder abuse.
That's insane. I mean, that's a huge number of the population. And, when I think's really sad, too, is that folks think sometimes it happens to individuals that don't necessarily have family around them. They're just in the senior living facility, you name it, and they're just by themselves. But that's not the case either. And it's good to have this panel to really go through all the ins and outs of what that could look like, maybe some type of a misconceiving or some, words being thrown in from a family member that wants a little bit extra, cash or you name it.
Right.
It's all there. And now, going forward, are you guys planning on doing more of these if they're well attended? Because this is a great idea.
Yeah. So this was actually something the ombudsman team came to us for, and they said, hey, we want to put on this
That's
event.
cool.
How can we make this happen? And so we've been working really closely with the regional ombudsman, Tracy, to put this together. And so I believe we're going to try to do one in St. Clair County as well. But we also work with AARP Illinois to put on some other things. We have a fraud event, kind of a fraud panel coming in June, and then we'll have something on wills and powers of attorney later this year. So we're always evaluating these topics. Fraud and elder abuse are very big issues. They're very prevalent, and they're ever changing. So having updates on them annually is something we try to do.
And now, for folks that maybe have some hearing issues, is there going to be some material that's written down on some paper for them to take home with them and have?
Yes, yeah.
Cool.
I think the agencies are all bringing whatever educational, informational information they have, and that will be available to distribute.
That's really cool. And, Leslie, whenever you're, coordinating this or you're reaching out, I'm sure everyone on the team was, all hands on deck like always. But what do you look for in your community partners, too, in your position in marketing? Because, everyone thinks marketing just slapping a dollar amount on an ad, or a billboard, and that's not the case. It's community partnerships and really reaching out. And whenever you're looking for those, what are some of the qualifying factors that you look for in those agencies?
Well, we're looking for people who have been around, kind of know what they're talking about, who do have reach in the community on a constant basis.
Who align with our mission. We're all serving,
Yeah.
I think all of our goal, all of these agencies as well, may not be honed in specifically on older adults, although many of them are. But our goal is to make sure that we're just making the community a better, safer place, and that our SSP's goal is to keep older adults living in their homes and independently as long and safely as possible. And these pieces, these agencies, all play a big part in that I mentioned earlier. And that's kind of what we look for in partners too, or what can we do to work with other people who are already doing something that go right alongside what we're doing.
Right, because why reinvent the wheel if it's already there,
Right.
and get more done together. Well, do you guys have a moment to stick around? I just got to take a quick break. Sorry, I'm getting back into town. I got to pay bills again. Hey, Denise Sparks is going above and beyond for the elder population, too, and it's because, I don't know if you guys know this, they have valet trash service. So if you have a mobility issue, maybe you don't want to leave your house because you want that freedom, call Denise Sparks. They'll go inside your house, pick up the trash for you, take it out to the trash can, and then take it to the trash dump for you. All then and there. And you see those purple, yellow trash cans, guys, they're popping all up. They're like bunny rabbits, they just mate and multiply. And now you can be a part of it, too. If you're in the city of Alton, a little bit of a different story, but hopefully that'll change soon. But if you're in Godfrey, Morrow, Bethalto, Brighton, you name it, around the community, around the Riverbend, give her a call and go to sparksjunkremoval.net, fill out the form, and be part of the Queen of Junks Army. And, well, reclaim your space today.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank. The local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Riverbender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBenderRadio.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Sorry, can't talk about that. 917, welcome back. We are learning all about, again, this really cool elder abuse prevention board that's coming down the pipeline in just a few short days. And Leslie, if you could, break down this event for us all.
So this is going to be happening at Senior Services Plus here in Alton on Friday, May 31st. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. in our Schoolhouse Grill.
Really cool. And now, what's for lunch? Because that's a pretty big
Very
deal.
important. Yes, our team is putting together a shredded chicken with gravy, green beans, mashed potatoes, roll, dessert, of course, because that's the most important part, right? And coffee, tea, and pink lemonade.
I like the pink lemonade
Right?
edition. There
Right.
you go, throwing all that out. Well, and in all seriousness, though, there's a lot of ways that the relatives, even somebody that's a little bit younger can spot some signs that maybe things aren't all too well. And Emily, what are some tips and maybe just some things to notice and look out for when it comes to our older population?
Yeah, and that's something, too, each of these agencies is going to be talking about from their agency perspective, what people should be looking for. One thing you want to do is just to make sure that, especially with financial abuse, that to prevent that, you request to continue to receive monthly bank statements, credit card statements. You want to keep track of how your funds are being utilized, report any expenses. Being well known or well acquainted with your financial institution is a great opportunity, and we have so many local ones here that I know have many caring bankers there and staff who are willing to have those conversations with you and go over your statements, that it's really in this area, it's a great opportunity to use that.
Well, and too, I think sometimes when we think elder abuse, we think, someone that's 85 or 95 plus, that's in the nursing home, but it can happen to anybody, regardless of where they're at in their, seniority too,
Right.
and in their older adult lives. And, whether or not it's at 65 and that beautiful girl's emailing you and, just needs some money to come see you, those are things we got to tackle too, I'm sure.
Yes.
Well, and unfortunately, in most, 60% of elder abuse and neglect incidents, the perpetrator is a family member.
Isn't that just brutal.
Yeah, 2/3 of the perpetrators are adult children and spouses.
Yep.
So
No doubt
just
about
because
it.
you think they're close to you doesn't necessarily mean they're doing what's best for you
Well,
either.
And I'm sure too, it might start off, and I'm not saying all those cases, but it might start off really non-suspicious, where they might just need a little bit of some help until the next pay period or something. But then all of a sudden the water starts flowing, and you don't want to turn the tap off, and then you have a huge problem on your hands. And for relatives too, and for daughters and sons, granddaughters, you name it, it's great for everyone to kind of be a part of that, and maybe learn some tips for if their mom, dad, grandma gets older. How do we tackle that as a family, and maybe not have just one person in charge of finances? Maybe we leave it, a little bit more open, where we can all see what's going on, so there's no questions asked, and we have, end of life taken care of, and all of that. Very important things with trust. And this is a good way to start just getting some information across the board locally too.
Absolutely.
Win, Emily. Win, Leslie. I'm liking this. We're winning today here. And, going into just a couple of more questions when it comes to elder abuse. When you guys are looking at this this forum, how are the questions going to be answered? And is it going to be in a way to where, it's really broken down to the nearest T into the period, or is it going to be a lot of generalizing, because a lot of it, I'm sure, has to deal with individual experiences and that gray area of what that looks like? Right.
So our goal is going to be we have about 5 or 6 questions that we have picked out to ask each panelist. We'll go one question at a time, run through all 4 or 5 panelists, ask them the same question, so that way you can get at least an idea. Maybe it's a summary of how they either interact or what kind of how they work in the process, where they are in that process of receiving a complaint or investigating a complaint potentially. And you're right, it is very individualized, but I think that they all have established processes.
Right.
And I think that's going to be the goal, is to at least have everybody in attendance know, if I see this, I go here. If I notice this, or if I have a question about, is this okay, I can call this person.
Right.
So then they have those tools. They might not know exactly what's going to happen next, but our goal is to give them the tools to know who to talk to and a broad idea of what that might look like.
Well, and too, Emily, I mean, and Leslie both, a lot of seniors that don't live in a community, or they still live at home, a lot of those neighborhoods are older neighborhoods, and maybe they're just going to see if they can help something for their neighbor. Maybe they're out in the yard and keep seeing one person keep knocking on that door each and every day and go, something's up here, let's talk about it. It could help maybe their friends, their neighbors, or even themselves down the road.
Absolutely, yeah.
And, Leslie, getting back to this program, and I know there's more coming down the pipeline, how can folks reach out? And I know they have to RSVP through you anyway, but just, going forward, can they give you a phone call and say, hey, Leslie, I don't know where to go. I know you guys have these panels. Here's some of the problems I'm facing. Is that ever okay to do?
Oh, yes. Anybody can reach out to Senior Services Plus anytime that they need to. We've got multiple teams there that can help with various situations, and we've got 14 programs and services that we offer. But all they would need to do is put in a phone call to us, our main number, which is 465-3298. They can discuss that with the person who's up at the front desk, and they can put them through to our Ombudsman Program, or any of the other services that they might need help with.
Really cool. Is there anything else I'm forgetting about?
I don't think so.
We're rocking and rolling at 9:23. Here we go. We'll have more for a write-up that links everything, so that way you can register your parents or yourselves and make sure you're a part of it and keep learning. But, I'm always learning at Hainer Library. They're a great partner for us and a great partner for the community. And I like so I got to be honest with you. I got a library card a couple of months ago. Guess who has not walked into the office that's less than 500 feet from this building to pick up their library card? Don't be me. It's still there. I can go pick it up at any time. But if you get your library card, you guys know about the Library of Things?
Yes.
So I think, isn't that great if you have a son, daughter, granddaughter, especially if a science project or their TI-84 breaks with 2 weeks left of school, rent it, check it out, and then you bring it back and you're taken care of. Plus, with your library card, ad-free, for free streaming movies with Biblio Plus, the Consumer Resource Guide, you name it. I can go on and on and on, but I got a show to do. So go to HainerLibrary.org to find out all that information, put your address in, and get your library card today.